So, welcome back. I'm going to give you the solution to the story I read earlier on. I'm going to go through the facts that were in the story and see how many of them you got right. So, we start off with quite a lot of rubbish. And the first fact that we actually come across is about mistletoe. Now, mistletoe was indeed known as shit on a stick. Originally, the Scandinavians thought this plant came from the droppings of birds. In fact, that's probably what happens because the mistletoe is a parasite and grows on other types of trees. So the seeds come from the birds who've eaten the berries, and so the Scandinavians called it dung on a branch. The plant was called dung on a branch, or shit on a stick. The first song to be broadcast from outer space was indeed Jingle Bells. And the other interesting thing is, Jingle Bells was written for American Thanksgiving and not for Christmas at all. It was first performed at a Sunday school by a teacher and a class. He had written the song for Thanksgiving. Now we then move on to the Christmas traditions all over the world. And the interesting thing there is that Dutch people do in fact believe that Santa comes to them from Spain. Not from the North Pole, but from Spain. And the other thing is, Japanese people, by their millions on Christmas Day, eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, we come to tinsel. And the facts about tinsel were the United States did not approve of tinsel at first because they thought it was poisonous. And that's because the other fact that was in there about tinsel is that the Germans originally made it out of pure silver or silver twine. So it was in fact poisonous. So it was banned for a while until plastic tinsel was invented. I gave you a whole series of dates, most of which were rubbish, but the one date that was true was that Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, was born in 1939. A department store in New York wanted to sell its own brand of colouring book, and they invented Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer as part of that campaign. So there we have it. No such thing as Rudolph until 1939. And the other interesting fact, which comes after that, is in relation to the word chi. Now, I made up the stuff about Tai Chi and Chi Chi and all the rest of it, but chi was actually the way to pronounce the Greek letter that looks like an X. So when you write Xmas instead of Christmas, you are in fact going back to a time when the ancient Greeks, or the Greeks I should say, believed that chi or X was a signifier or an emblem that did in fact represent Christ. So when you write Xmas, you're not abbreviating or somehow diluting the meaning of the word Christmas. You're actually using an ancient Greek way of expressing the word Christmas. So Chimas, Xmas, has been used for hundreds of years, and I'm sure some of you write Xmas and not Christmas, in which case you're saying Happy Chimas. And the final fact is Christmas trees can be eaten, and they're a fantastic source of vitamin C. In fact, some zoos will take contributions after Christmas of the trees because elephants love to eat them. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. A bit of fun. And if you didn't, well, I hope you have a rotten Christmas. Bye.